Hello, and in today's tutorial I will be showing you how to use your own custom displacement map in Godot and also how to render one in Blender. So we'll be using the same map shader we've created in the previous tutorial, but we'll be changing the displacement texture in order to change the topology of the plane we've created. So once you're in Blender, I would like you to create a new plane mesh and then add a camera to the scene and drag this camera a bit up and rotate the camera to point directly down at the plane. Now once you've rotated your camera, you need to change the perspective of the camera to orthographic, and if we look at the render capture by pressing 0, we can see that the resolution is 16:9 shown in the output resolution, and we should change this to 1K in order to render a 1K image. And now in order to fit the frame of the camera, we'll just scale the plane a bit. And now you would like to actually design your own topology, or if you already have one, just add the camera, change the perspective to orthographic and make it point straight down at your plane. So you can skip this part if you already have your topology. Once you have your own topology, then you can check the render result, and you can see it's completely dark. So you should add a new light to the scene, which I'll add a sun. Now we can see that we rendered the plane correctly. It's a little bit out of bounds, but it doesn't matter for this tutorial. And in order to actually have a displacement texture, we know that in Godot we saw that displacement texture was black and white, so we'll do that just now. And once you're in the material tab, you can add a new material and you can delete this principled node. And I would like you to add these nodes. First you should add a texture coordinate node. Then add a separate XYZ node, and then add a color ramp node, then also add an emission node. Once you have these 4 nodes, I would like you to connect them like this. From the texture coordinate generated part, add it to a separate XYZ vector node, and from the separate XYZ, drag the Z node to the factor of the color ramp, and from the color ramp, color, and finally emission is dragged to the surface. And now we should have a black and white picture once rendered. So let's try to press F12, and we can see we have a black and white picture here. And you would like to save this as a OpenEXR 32-bit RGB image. So let's do just that, and I'll select RGB, OpenEXR, and we can see that float full color channels is actually 32-bit. So we save this image as height map EXR, and now we can go back to Godot. And once we're back in Godot, we can quick load, or actually we first need to import this image. Once you're in the folder, just drag the EXR file into your file system, and then quick load the height map in the displacement texture part of the shader. Once you've done this, you can see that topology changes, and next time I will show you how to create a collider for this very topology. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.